Well, in some other international news, the Winter Olympics coming to an end in China. Some economists are warning the country is in the midst of an economic slowdown. One key cause for concern, China's real estate market, as major property developers are struggling to pay back their debts. Here's Elizabeth Schultze now from ABC explaining how a weakening Chinese economy could affect consumers around the world.
Amid the fanfare of the Winter Olympics, a possible economic crisis is brewing in China that could ripple through the global economy.
If China were to slow down precipitously, it would have blowback on the rest of the world.
Growth in the world's second largest economy is slowing down, thanks to lockdowns from zero COVID policies and a government crackdown on China's highly indebted property market. Now, some famed investors like ARK Invest's Cathie Wood fear China's real estate sector is in a bubble that could soon burst.
The 100 largest developers in China reported that their contracted sales were down 35% in December.
For years, China has pumped up its economic growth by investing in infrastructure like housing, office buildings, or bridges. The problem? Property developers behind these projects have taken on a lot of debt.
They can't keep building more and more infrastructure. It creates more debt. You have roads that go nowhere.
Some of China's biggest property developers like Evergrande are having trouble paying back their debts.
There's a risk that it will default to the people who lent it money.
Economists warn defaults in the sector could upend worldwide financial markets, potentially hitting Americans' 401k and retirement accounts.
Increasingly, Americans hold some exposure to international stocks through their pension funds.
A broader slowdown in the Chinese economy could reduce the country's exports at a time when factory shutdowns from the pandemic are already extending shipping times and raising costs for American consumers.
We can't separate ourselves from what happens in China. It will have some ripples back here in the U.S., however large or small.
Still, many China watchers say it's too soon to panic, with the government uniquely positioned to fend off a spiraling debt crisis.
The Chinese economy owns all the banks, owns all the state-owned enterprises, can tell them who to lend to, who to forgive loans to. That's more than we can do in Western democracies.